What's up, GTI?
First up this week, we have an announcement from GTI Friends. If you have some time tonight at 5:10, there's a new GTI Friends event called Gather Town, where you can meet some new people in a new way.
Our first video for this episode is a spotlight about things we were thankful for this year.
Irresistibly returns. That, at the loss of which, we may safely think him inconsolable. That which he rescues from the gripe of danger with equal anxiety and boldness. Oh, I didn't see you come in there. Well, I think what I'm most thankful for in 2020 is books. Usually I can be found with my nose in some dusty old tome. Like, take this for example. The poetry and prose of William Blake. Right now I'm reading The Marginalia. I think books have really gotten me through 2020 to a greater degree than anything else. So, yep, happy Thanksgiving everyone. The thing that I'm most thankful for? Probably books. I've been spending most of my time just reading at home.
I'm thankful to live in 2020 for its medicine and technology. I'm thankful to live in Japan for its peace and hospitality. I'm thankful to work at CIU for my kind directors and clever colleagues. I'm thankful for my students for their adaptability and perseverance. I'm thankful for my family abroad, that none of them are ill. I'm thankful for my husband, who cherishes me still. For all that's good, I'm thankful, but I will not stop there. For how would I know all these are good without the shadows scare? So I'm thankful for when I fall and how it reminds me to lift my eyes. I'm thankful for that which pains and how it helps me empathize. I'm thankful for my limitations and how they push me to expand them. Indeed, I'm thankful for loss and how it keeps my hands open. I'm thankful for that which frightens and how it teaches me to be still. So I will give thanks too for darkness and search for light. I will.
This year, I'm especially thankful for the technology that has allowed us to continue having classes and stay in touch with our friends and family in a safe way during the pandemic. I'm also very thankful to all of the doctors, nurses, and scientists who are out there working very hard all over the world to help us get back to a normal life.
Where to even begin? I feel like I have so much to be grateful for this year. First and foremost, I'm most thankful for my family, for my wonderful husband. I'm very, very grateful to my colleagues at TIU who are wonderful teachers and share their great ideas. And I'm also really, really thankful for my students last semester and this semester who, despite all of the challenges, have really worked hard to be great students. So I have lots and lots to be grateful for this year.
This year, I'm thankful for masks that fit over my beard, fantastic places to escape to, campsites with spectacular views, bedtime stories and I love yous, video chats with family far away, and friends who live close by. But most of all, I'm thankful for my family.
My health and my family and friends all being healthy in these difficult times. I'm also very grateful for the beautiful autumn weather that we're experiencing right now and the chance to see the beautiful colors of the changing leaves in Japan. What a wonderful place to be. I hope you've all managed to see some of the koyo as well. I'm also very grateful for being able to learn new skills this year. I've started doing a lot more cooking and baking, which has been really exciting. Not so good for the waistline, but brilliant fun nonetheless. And you know, the chance to actually spend some more time in Japan. Being able to see places here that I didn't think I'd ever get to see. So yeah, there's been a lot of silver linings this year, and I'm very thankful for all of these things.
I'm thankful that because of technology, I can talk to my family anywhere in the world. In the spring, I could see many beautiful cherry blossoms, and I could also see cherry blossoms in the snow. I'm thankful that I could see so many beautiful sunsets. I'm thankful for beautiful autumn leaves that I can see all around right now. And I'm sure, as the days continue, I will continue to find things to be thankful for.
So Rachel, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for all the new phrases I've learned this year.
Okay, the phrase of the week this week is go with the flow. We use this phrase when we let things happen to us or we let other people tell us what to do rather than trying to control it ourselves, usually because it's easier not to. You can think of the flow in Go with the Flow as water moving in a river. If you're in the water, it's easier to let it take you downstream, to go with the flow, rather than trying to swim in the other direction. So basically, go with the flow means to relax, not worry, and accept a situation that you're in rather than trying to change it. So you might hear something like, when he started his new job, he saw a lot of things that he wanted to change, but he decided to go with the flow until he had been there longer. So at a new job, you might not really understand how things work, and it might be difficult to change things. So it's better just to go with the flow until you understand more. And if you were hanging out with your friends, you might say, I didn't really want to see the new Marvel movie, but everyone else did. So I decided to go with the flow. It would be difficult to convince all of your other friends to see a different movie. It's much easier just to go with the flow and see the same movie that they want to see. And lastly, I might say, I've been too worried about small problems recently. I think I need to relax and just go with the flow. So here, there might be some things that you can't change. You can't solve these problems. It's better to relax and go with the flow. So the next time you decide to relax about something you can't control or accept a situation that you're in, you can say, go with the flow. See you next time on Phrase of the Week.
So, Zach, what is Thanksgiving anyway?
I don't really know. I think it has something to do with turkeys and pilgrims.
Well, actually, you've probably heard of Thanksgiving before, but what is it exactly and where did it come from? In the United States, Thanksgiving is celebrated on the fourth Thursday of every November. This year, Thanksgiving falls on November 26th, which is actually this Thursday. Families usually get together for a special meal or feast, and typical Thanksgiving food items include turkey, pumpkin pie, stuffing, and sweet potatoes. Most families have their own special recipes and dishes that they like to do each year for Thanksgiving as well. For example, my family usually makes a cheesy potato side dish and chocolate cream pie. Most people in the US are familiar with the story of the first Thanksgiving. Americans often learn this story in elementary school, and it goes something like this. In 1620, a ship called the Mayflower left Plymouth, England, with 102 people on board. They were known as the Pilgrims, and left England in search of religious freedom. At that time, everyone had to belong to the King of England's church, so if you wanted to practice a different religion, you had to leave or you would get in trouble. 66 days later, the Pilgrims arrived in America, and soon after they crossed Massachusetts Bay and started a village in a place they named Plymouth Rock. The Pilgrims spent at Plymouth Rock was very harsh. Many of them got sick and died. Later, they met a Native American man named Squanto, who taught them how to grow corn and catch fish. The next fall, the Pilgrims had a very good harvest, and to celebrate, they decided to have a feast. They invited the Native American tribe that Squanto was from, and who lived nearby, to join them. This was the first Thanksgiving. When you see pictures or paintings of this first Thanksgiving, often there's a turkey on the table, which is probably not accurate. And the history of Thanksgiving is actually much more complicated. There was in fact a ship called the Mayflower that left with 102 passengers on board, and the journey did take 66 days. However, these people did not refer to themselves as pilgrims. No one called this group of people the Pilgrims until 1880. The group of people on board the Mayflower actually referred to themselves as separatists, and not all of them, if any of them, were traveling to America solely seeking religious freedom. Some historians believe that it is more likely that these people were hoping to make money, and some of them wanted to establish a theocracy, which is a government controlled by religious leaders. Plymouth Rock spent their first winter aboard the Mayflower, and many of them got very sick. By the end of the winter, about half of them had died. That March, they met a Native American man from the Abenaki tribe, who, to their great surprise, greeted them in English. Later, he returned with another man named Squanto from the Patuxet tribe, which was a part of the Wampanoag tribe that lived nearby. Squanto could speak English because earlier in his life he had been kidnapped by an English sea captain and sold into slavery. He escaped to London, where he joined an exploration expedition, which is a kind of trip, and was able to return to his home. Sadly, when he got back, he discovered the entire Patuxet tribe had died from smallpox, which is a disease that was brought to the Americas by Europeans. Plymouth Rock had established their village where Squanto's people used to live. Squanto kindly taught the villagers how to plant corn and catch fish. This led to a good harvest the next autumn, and in celebration, the governor of Plymouth Rock, William Bradford, organized a feast which lasted for 3 days. The Wampanoag tribe did join the villagers for the feast, but there is no record of them being officially invited. It is believed by some historians that the Native Americans might have simply been there for other reasons. There is also no evidence that turkey was served. There are some records mentioning venison, which is deer meat, and wild fowl, like geese or ducks, but no specific mention of turkey. It is also likely that they ate pumpkin, squash, cornmeal, and maybe cranberries, but there almost certainly wasn't any pie, since villagers didn't have sugar, wheat flour, or ovens. Often referred to as the first Thanksgiving, neither the people of Plymouth Rock nor the Native Americans ever called it a Thanksgiving. Before this event, feasts of Thanksgiving had been pretty common in parts of Europe for about 200 years, but there wasn't a specific Thanksgiving holiday. In fact, the first official Thanksgiving didn't happen until 1789, when George Washington, the first president of the United States, announced a Thanksgiving to be held on Thursday, November 26th. Even then, it didn't become an annual holiday until 1863, during the U.S. Civil War, when President Abraham Lincoln declared a Thanksgiving Day would be celebrated every fourth Thursday of November. Where did the eating of turkey and pumpkin pie come from? Well, an American writer by the name of Sarah Josepha Hale, who wrote the nursery rhyme Mary Had a Little Lamb, was inspired by a journal of Pilgrim life and started a campaign to make Thanksgiving a national holiday in 1827, which she continued until 1857. During this time, Ms. Hale published recipes for turkey, pumpkin pie, and stuffing. This is likely where these traditional Thanksgiving foods came from. And there you have it. That's where Thanksgiving comes from. If you'd like to learn more about this holiday's history, be sure to check out the links in the video description below. See you!
Well, that's all we have time for this week.
And if you happen to be watching this on Monday, don't forget to check out the GTI Friends event this evening.
See you in 2 weeks for our last episode of the semester. Bye!